Hey guys, it's Amy. I'm sorry I'm coming to you on this like crappy webcam-ish sort of video, but my phone is full of pictures from my girlfriend's visit. So I tried to do a video and it like funked out on me. And I just came from my work holiday party, so I'm like about two ciders in, although I'm rapidly losing all that. Um, but I wanted to do a video because a lot's happened in the past week, and I kind of wanted to go over it because I haven't been around as much this week, so I'm just catching everybody up on everything. Um, and I guess I'll start. I wrote an agenda even for myself because I didn't want to miss things because I definitely had things I wanted to talk about. So obviously, the news that we got last week um, was that when we got the news of Jay's passing. I want to say Louis' charity was it was under 6,000. It was five something, and I was just amazed at just people's generosity, and just they wanted to do something, and I knew that feeling too because it's weird. And somebody had a good post about it, about kind of grieving somebody you don't really know, but you kind of know them because they're in the public eye, sort of thing. And I kind of had that same feeling where it was like you're so upset. I was sitting at work and I was literally like tears are running down my face, and I'm trying not to like visibly cry. Because I didn't want the questions of, and then having to feel. I mean, I kind of had in my head this like, what I would tell people if they saw me sitting there, like bawling my eyes out. But it's a strange sort of thing because we're fans, and it's not. Jay wasn't our mother, but in a way, because she was such a part of fandom, it really, I think, affected all of us. And I think people wanted to. You had that powerless kind of feeling, like, what can I do? And I'm trying not to cry during this, because it's been a weird week for me because I'm just trying not to ramble, but I know I am. So, it's been a weird week for me because I've had to bottle up a lot of stuff and a lot of emotions, just because I didn't, I'm on vacation kind of, and I didn't want to sort of bring that into what, my girlfriend's here to see me and to celebrate Christmas, and we're shopping and everything, and in the back of my mind I'm seeing kind of all this stuff happening, so it's been sort of strange, but I think people just wanted an outlet or a way to kind of honor Jay, and so I was just amazed at like the money that people donated in such a short period of time. I mean, I've been doing the 1D Fans Give charity drives for years now, and it takes us like sometimes an entire year to raise the amount of money that we raised in like under a week, and that's you guys. I mean, that's all you. So I wanted to thank everybody for that because it was just really. I sat there and I was just like in shock. I was just that I couldn't believe, like, it just every 5 seconds I was seeing donation after donation, and we hit the goal. Like, we had originally set our goal for 10,000 for this year, just because they're on hiatus and stuff, and I wasn't sure how active people were going to be, and we totally went past that, and then I set the next goal. I think was 25,000, because normally we set their birthday like age times 1,000, so it would have been 25,000 was the goal, and we passed that too. So I was just really amazed by people's generosity. And then we opened up a second charity just for kind of in memory of Jay, and that one goes to Bloodwise, and that one hit the original goal we set, which was 5,000 today. And I was, I set that goal. I didn't know what to set it for. And you don't have to really set a goal, but I like to have a goal just, so people have something to work towards. And I thought 5,000 was like after because we set that up after people had already donated. It was almost 25,000 even when we set up the Bloodwise one. And I just I didn't know, people had been so generous already. Would they do it again? And they did. So I was just it's been really amazing, and just I don't know. I don't even have words to describe like what it's like to be a part of that in what little way. It's not my money, it's everybody's money that gets donated, but it feels for me so good to be a part of that. And I think we all have kind of our things that we excel at for whatever reason. And this is something that I felt like I can do or I can somehow contribute to. And so that always makes me kind of feel good that I can be a part of this thing that's larger. And I went back and I have to update the numbers, but we raised over the years, we meaning we collective, we fandom, have raised over $220,000 for charities as part of this fan effort. And that's incredible to me. Like, it's just to be a part of that is really cool. And so I wanted to just thank everybody for that, because I was shocked. Like, just sitting there watching it come in, it was amazing. So there's that. And I wanted to especially thank Ariel, which you guys know or maybe is created out of necessity, or maybe you know as Ariel, I don't know. But she has been a huge help. She's double tasking. She's doing a lot of the song promo stuff too. So I don't know how she does it. Like, she's the one that keeps us like focused, because I'm just like all over the place. And I just wanted to make sure she gets really thanked, because she's a big part of like all of this. I mean, I would, if I had a big corporation, like, I'd hire her, because she's just that good. I also want to thank Lane for her quilts, which brought in a ton of money. And that's I don't have that kind of skill to do that, but I know just in this past week we've had 2 of hers go out and raised hundreds of dollars each, which is amazing too. So I wanted to thank both of them. It's kind of my little squad of people who put up with me. I don't really have like you hear about the group chats and stuff. That's pretty much it for me, but both of those people contribute a lot, and they don't always, I think, get the acknowledgement. But you guys deserve acknowledgement too for everything you're doing and contributing and stuff. So I'm rambling. Sorry. And what else was I gonna say? Like I was saying, this week's been weird for me. I wanted, I started to do this video and it like the video ran out of space, so I had to kind of that's why we're on this, but I wanted to kind of show and here goes Darky, of course, but I have never showed you guys, I think, my mom was diagnosed with leukemia when I was 8, and I spent pretty much the next 2 years kind of just, I would go to school and then I'd go to the hospital. And then I'd go like to my dad's coworkers she was helping out. They're both were both PE teachers, so they taught together. But she would make us dinner and stuff once visiting hours were over, so like 9 o'clock or something. So I'd go at 9. We'd go there. We'd eat. I'd do homework or something, and then I'd go home, and then I'd do it all over again. And I did that for over a year while my mom was in the hospital. And so this whole thing has kind of brought up a lot of kind of the memories of that. It was something that totally kind of changed my life and affected my life, obviously, but in a way that it made me, I think, a completely different person than I would have been had that not happened. And I think about that a lot. Just like sometimes, you guys know I don't like to what if things, and I think that this is the one what if. Sometimes I'll let myself sort of be like, God, what would I be like, if my mom hadn't got sick or hadn't died? And I'm pretty sure I would be a completely different person. I'd probably be not nicer, but you guys know me. I'm a little sassy. I'm a little loud. And that's all my stepmom. Like that's what I get from her. Probably is just being in my family. My family now, as compared to my family back then, we were really close. Kind of knit family when it was just me and my dad and my mom, because I was an only child. It took my parents a long time to have me, and so we were very, I would say, like really kind of just a close knit family. And my kind of this Amy's family phase two with my stepmom and my two stepsisters. It was loud, it was rambunctious. My poor dad was surrounded by all these girls, and it made me kind of this different person, I think, than I probably would have been. But I'm thankful for all my moms, I guess you could say. My stepmom has been it's been kind of my mom for like over 30 years, and I've known her my whole life. So it's just an interesting kind of thing to think about. But this did bring up a lot of kind of emotions for me, and I was definitely trying to kind of tamp them down when my girlfriend was here, because she doesn't quite understand it, and I think she does, but it was one of those things where it's just I kind of kept it to myself. I was doing what I needed to do for the charity stuff, but I wasn't as involved as I probably would have been had she not been here. So it was I just now got to listen to the Just Hold On song like repeatedly at full volume, kind of, we watched the performance. Me and my girlfriend did watch the performance online. And that was like the one time I got to listen to it kind of this whole time. And I haven't really, been as involved with that. So it was kind of weird driving home from my party today, because I finally was able to like crank it. And it was so like, listening to it, I had so much respect, and you guys know I love Louis. Like, he's a great person, and I've talked about this too much, but just to understand what and see what was all this stuff going on, and he was able to go out there and perform that was just like mind blowing to me, mind blowing, because I can't even listen to the song without getting choked up. And to perform that like so soon, I couldn't believe like what kind of strength does a person have to be able to do that, because I couldn't have. I mean, there were songs I could, after my mom died, I couldn't even listen to for probably like 5-10 years, and some songs I still can't listen to at all. And that's one thing I really liked about Just Hold On, is that it's not kind of a sad song, it's more of a celebration. And you listen to it, I wasn't like see, now I'm getting choked up, so I'm trying not to. It was like a celebration. It's so full of life. And that was, sorry, it was just amazing to me. It's something I can't imagine going through all that and then being able to create the song and perform it. And I just think it was a really great tribute, and probably exactly what Jay wanted out of this, for it to be a celebration. So, sorry. Like I said, I haven't really got the time to process all this, and I'll show you my kind of inspiration for me. And you're not going to be able to see it because it's a crappy computer. But you guys are probably familiar with my dad. Like, you've seen pictures. Oh, I wish this was clearer. This is driving me crazy. I can't even find. Oh, there we go. Okay, so you guys can see my dad, Mr. Suspender Man. That's my mom, and that's probably the first time I've ever shown her. And of course, this is ancient. I mean, this is like when they got married in like 68 or something. And I was born in 74. So that's how old that is. But I grabbed that one. I don't have a lot of pictures of her. I have some, but they're like old school. Like, we didn't have like digital photos when I was growing up. Like the Polaroid camera was like the big thing. So that's my mom. And she, like I said, she had leukemia, and battled it for probably 2 years, all of it in the hospital. And so this was something, like, I feel really good about raising money for Bloodwise, just because, it's something that affected my family. And it's one of those things that I've seen the people, doing the donor matches and stuff. And I think that's really good too. I know it's hard because I don't remember a lot of when my mom was sick, but I do know there were like the bone marrow transplant and stuff like that. I don't think she ever went through that. And like I said, it was when she was sick, it was like the 80s. So, it's hopefully different than it was back then, um, in advances. But this is still something where everybody's battling still cancer and leukemia and things like that. So to be able to contribute to hopefully help in the future is something that makes me feel good and should make you guys feel good too. So that was my little rambly part on that. One more charity thing. I'm sorry this is so long. I've been away too long, I guess. But we are doing the bracelets and we're working on them. I think the artist had like two more days, so I guess like Friday night ish. They have until then to get their designs into Arial, and then we're gonna upload them like we usually do, and you'll see them. We'll do a big post, and then you can vote on which ones you want, and then we'll get those made, and we'll hopefully do pre-orders. And please, if we do pre-orders, do not email me like a week later and say, where is it? Because it's not even made yet. But if they do take, a couple weeks, it's usually like, I want to say 3 weeks, sometimes 4, but I think it's, we've worked with the same company and stuff. So it usually takes a couple weeks for it to get made and to get sent to us. And then we usually split them and I'll ship some and Ariel ships them. So all that whole process takes a little bit because we're just people. We have work jobs. Like we don't do this. Someone asked me, are you a company and stuff? And it's like we're not. We're just like people who are doing. If I turn this around, you would see like my bracelet mess. You can see this is where all the magic happens. Yes, that's like all your bracelets are in those boxes that have taken over the living room for the past couple of years, and I really should like get them off into a space, but so it'll take us a couple weeks probably to get set up with that, but we are working on that. And if you have any other designs or any ideas, let us know, because we can make the bracelets if there's demand for it. We just want to make sure stuff we make is something people will buy, because it is costly. There is an upfront cost. We have to purchase them. A lot of the bracelets and stuff, you have to buy like these large amounts of them. So we do try. That's why we do the kind of voting and stuff like that, is just to make sure that if we buy something, it's something that people want. So we don't have like tons of bracelets laying around. But yeah, we're open to ideas and stuff like that. We just have to always make sure it's that there's actually people that are going to buy it. And I think the bracelet, the Just Hold On designs I've seen so far, like I would buy any one of them. I know I have my personal fave, but like any of them I think would be great. So I'm excited about that, and we'll put them up whenever they're ready. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about, because I'm rambling and you guys probably don't want to watch this all this long. That's the bad thing about doing it on this computer, is that it doesn't run out of space like my phone does, so I can be long-winded. But the last thing I wanted to say, we do have a bear that I'm working on for Harry's charity drive, because there is that too. And we're still kind of pushing towards that. I'm not sure what let me double check really quick to see how much we're at as of now. God, you guys are getting older. Every year I have to be like, well, how old are they going to be this year? So yeah, we've raised $3,716 so far. Our goal was 10, but we're kind of starting. Once we finish Louis' drive, then we'll start pushing Harry's too. But you can donate to it. It's just giving.com/Harry23. So you can donate there, and it goes to Switchboard. But we do have, I'm so rambly, I'm sorry guys. We have a bear that we're going to be doing. It's the Dunkirk bear, and I gave you a little preview of it. I got the outfit, and the outfit is amazing. It looks almost identical, I have to say. It's crazy. I found it randomly on eBay, and it looks a lot like the outfit he wears like in the movie, and he even has like the little pack on the side. It's got like a little backpacky thing. I think on the bear it's a parachute. I'm not sure what it is in his movie. I think it's like full of stuff. But it has a helmet. It's got combat boots. I may upgrade the combat boots because I didn't like the ones that it came with. But we'll have that bear up probably up for auction in January. So that's coming. Start saving your money if you want to auction bid on the auction for that one, because I think that one is gonna be good. And I think that's it. I'm sorry I rambled on so much, but I've been gone for a while. I'm trying to catch up. And I'm sorry I wasn't around, to be really super involved with the promotion of Just Hold On. But, and like I said, there's people who are really good at that, all the projects and stuff. And that's one thing I kind of love about the fandom is that we each have our way of contributing, and like the artists make the art. And like, it was nice to see kind of them expressing that. And then you had, people who do the little gift, like the charity, like the Days of Louis, 24 Days of Louis kind of gift sets and stuff like that. Like everybody has their thing, and I just think that's really neat. And we all have a way to kind of contribute. So I'm sorry I talked way too long. If anybody's even still listening at this point, I'm back. I'm tired. Like it's been a week. But I just really wanted to thank you all. So that was almost 22 minutes of me rambling just to say thank you. But I will be around now more. And I'll let people know about the bracelets and the bears whenever we know. So thanks, guys.